want to jump into my Game of Thrones theory because I always want to do this video. I brought it up months ago, and now we're getting to the end of the Game of Thrones series, and I think what my theory is will be revealed this Sunday. So obviously there's spoilers up until season 6. Consider all of season 6, actually. And I have this theory that I think will be the season finale this Sunday, and if not, it'll be revealed after. And I also have this crazy, wacky, half-baked theory of how the whole series ends, and I'll share that too at the end if you're into it. So I got my notes handy because the names in this show are fucked. And normally I'm just like, yo, the blonde girl with the tits, you know? The fire tits? Oh no, not to be confused with the brunette with the tits, who's got the young tits, then she gets the old tits. So I don't want to do that for you guys, so I got all the names written out here, because we're going to do this proper. We're going to start this off with Rhaegar Targaryen, right? Rhaegar Targaryen is the eldest son of the Mad King, which means he's Daenerys's and Viserys' older brother. So he was the eldest son of the Mad King, Aerys Targaryen, and he was the Mad King because at one point he was just like, burn them all, burn them all, burn them all, burn them all. And, you know, he basically wanted all of his people burned to the ground. So Rhaegar Targaryen was married to a Dornish princess, and they had two children that the Mountain murdered. Rhaegar, for some reason, even though he's happily married, abducts Lyanna Stark, who is supposed to marry Robert Baratheon. So Rhaegar, even though he's happily married, abducts Lyanna Stark, and they run off, and this starts a huge rebellion, a war, okay? And Ned Stark and Robert Baratheon head off to get his wife back from Rhaegar, because, you know, fuck with the Baratheons, bitch, you know what I mean? There's this episode this season, in season 6, where Bran sees a tower, and then Ned Stark has this huge sword fight, and he gets saved because someone stabs his enemy in the back. And Bran's like, damn, that's not how Papa told me the story. Papa told me the story differently. He said he beat him in a sword fight. Then the three-eyed raven's all like, dog, so much shit you don't even know, little boy. Just get back in your bushes and keep thinking about the past and the future. Whatever, that shit that they talk about. So Bran sees that the story's different. And then when Ned is going up to that tower, he gets pulled out of the vision. He's all like, I want to know, I want to know. He touches the tree, it fucks shit up. My theory with that tower is really important for Jon Snow. Lyanna, I believe, loved Rhaegar Targaryen, so they ran off together. Rhaegar made the sex with Lyanna, putting a baby in her belly, and she didn't love Robert Baratheon, because let's be honest, who could love a big, bearded man obsessed with power? Lots of people, but not Lyanna. So Lyanna loved Rhaegar Targaryen, they ran off, he threw a baby up in her belly. Then Rhaegar put Lyanna in this tower for protection, the tower that we're talking about that was in Bran's vision. Eventually Ned gets to this tower first, where he has that epic sword fight, and he wins, and no one's alive, and he gets to the tower by himself. He walks up the tower. When he gets in that tower, he will be faced with his sister Lyanna and a baby. And she's gonna say to him, Ned, I love Rhaegar Targaryen, and this is our baby. He is a Stark Targaryen, or as we call it on the streets of Winterfell, Stargaryens. So, here's a little Stargaryen baby. His name is Jon, and I don't want you to ever tell anyone where this baby comes from, otherwise the Mountain will come and smash his head up against the wall. So don't tell anyone about this baby, okay? And Ned's like, well, what am I gonna say? And she's like, I don't know. Say you had sex with a whore, Ned. Just like your buddy Robert Baratheon always does. Say you had sex with a whore, and this is their baby, you and her, okay? Now Ned, the most honorable guy in the series. The guy is so honorable, he got his head cut off in season 1. For honor. Literally for honor, he got his head cut off. That's how honorable he is. Do you think that type of guy would have sex with a sex worker after making vows to his wife? Never. They've made it clear that Ned is extremely honorable. When I say they, I mean the collective of George R.R. Martin. All that he is, all the people that he is, everything that makes him one they. Ned is honorable. So Ned takes his baby, the baby's name is Jon, and he's like, okay, so he'll be a bastard. He's my bastard son. He's not your son. And this means that Jon Snow is a Stark and a Targaryen. So he's Northern and he's Dragonborn. Now the name of the series, A Song of Ice and Fire, kind of makes sense in that respect, because it's about the Starks and the Targaryens and their baby boy, Jon. By the way, Daenerys has 3 dragons. She's the mother of dragons, but those 3 dragons are not all hers. I believe one goes to her, I believe one goes to Jon Snow, and I don't know who the 3rd dragon goes to, but I want it to be Tyrion. I want Tyrion to be Targaryen somehow. I just don't know yet how that makes sense. I haven't baked that theory enough. That theory is half-baked, okay? So, in summary, Jon Snow is a Stark Targaryen. He's not a bastard. He's actually a Targaryen. He's, depending on if he's older than Daenerys, so that makes him the rightful heir to the throne, because Daenerys was born after all this went down, after the Mad King died. So I think Jon Snow's older. I think so. But regardless, who is the rightful heir to the throne? Let's get crazy. This is my next theory. This is my theory on on how the show ends. One thing this show has done from the very beginning is taken from us the things we care about. Ned Stark, dead. Red Wedding, everyone's dead. Joffrey, dead. Oh, what? Am I the only person that was rooting for Joffrey? Best character on the show. When Joffrey died, I contemplated just stopping the show right there and being like, I'm done with Game of Thrones. I loved it. It still would be the best show I've ever seen in my life, but I would just end it at Joffrey's tale, because that's all I cared about. But then we got introduced to Ramsay, and I was like, damn, this guy makes Joffrey look like a choir boy. Anyways, I'm getting off track. The show takes everything we care about and it rips it from us, okay? Now, one thing we all care about right now is we care about who's gonna sit on the throne. Who's gonna sit on the Iron Throne? Who's gonna rule King's Landing? Oh my God, who's it gonna be? You know, we sit there and we think about it. We never stop and consider that George has stripped us of everything we've ever cared about. So if we care about the throne, well, he's not going to give us that. He will absolutely not give us that. Because there's White Walkers. And White Walkers are just relentless zombies. And we all know what happens with zombies in zombie movies and zombie books. The zombies win. The zombies relentlessly will keep coming and coming and coming. And when I'm talking about zombies, I mean White Walkers. They're going to keep coming, okay? And eventually, the only way to beat zombies as a last-ditch effort is a nuke. And since there's no nukes in this book, we have dragons. So you're going to have 3 dragons. Jon's going to be on one. Daenerys is going to be on one. Hopefully, Tyrion would be on one. That'd be really cool. And Jon will have Bran. This is a little bit of the theory I'm adding to it as well. Jon will have Bran on his dragon, because Bran can't walk. So he'll have Bran on his dragon, and they're gonna start fucking burning everything to the ground. And you guys know how fucking amped up Daenerys gets, you know? Dothraki princess, like Major Khaleesi, big dick swinging. You know how amped up she gets. She loves fucking shit up. So she's gonna be on her dragon, Jon and Bran on that dragon, maybe Tyrion, who knows? And while they're cruising and blasting everything with dragon fire, Daenerys is going to be on her dragon, and she's going to be yelling, burn them all, burn them all, burn them all. And Bran will be warged, for some reason, to a time when Aerys II, the Mad King, not the Mad King yet, will be there, and because Bran is warged, Aerys will pick up on that, and he'll get Hodored. And so he'll sit there and he'll start having a seizure going, burn them all, burn them all, burn them all, burn them all. And it'll be kind of like, in a way, that the Mad King will have seen where all of this goes, and it kind of starts and ends in that respect. And these 3 dragons will completely obliterate everything. Everything will be burnt to a crisp. There will be nothing. No one will know who sits on the Iron Throne. Or maybe everything is burnt to a crisp except there's still an Iron Throne sitting there with nothing to rule, nothing around it. And we won't get anything. And that's when George R. R. Martin's going to look at us and be like, bitch, you knew what this was.